There is one thing I have learned about Bitcoin. It is that panicking or having fear of missing out, FOMO, is the worst thing you could ever do. You'll have to pay a lot of money for those two things. Well, none other than Binance has been much busier in the crypto world lately, which is great. I also have a lot of other cool updates to share with you today, but for now I want to start with something fun and playful. This was just shared on Twitter by Binance to make fun of Gary Gensler and say that crypto is still here. We are still here even though the SEC tried hard to shut down this business. This is very important to keep in mind on days like today when the markets are really down, because you ask, I'm going to tell you why this is happening and what you can do about it or what I'm doing about it. I'm not going to give you financial advice. And yeah, I'm going to really get into what I think is going on here. So yeah, always keep in mind that things are still pretty good compared to how they were before Trump was elected. That's start. But recently, there have been a lot of great changes. It's important to keep an eye on these changes because, yes, prices are going down because of trading issues happening across the country, but changes like the SEC dropping its lawsuit against Binance, Coinbase, and many other crypto companies make it possible for us to move forward very quickly. The 2-year court case is over because the SEC and Binance both agreed to the terms of the settlement. This is where the court papers are. For now, this means that the crypto war is pretty much over. This is wonderful beyond words. Such a long time has passed since we last had this happen. Yes, this is a reason to celebrate, and it's also very exciting. As crypto companies grow, they spend money on marketing and, of course, hiring more people to help them run their businesses better. All of these things will now be much easier to do in the United States of America. I am aware that the price is going to go down right now. I see what you mean. Oh my God. It's really awful. People are paying attention to other things, like trade wars, China, and other similar topics. But you need to look at what's going on here because that's what's causing this. We'll talk about that soon though. Is this what we see? Right now the US is trying to put more technology restrictions on China and crack down harder on its subsidiaries. This comes after the news I talked about in my video a few days ago, where I said that the US courts are trying to stop Trump's taxes. The markets have been getting hit hard by this, right? It's because people on all sides of politics are trying to bring down each other. I don't really care what political party you guys belong to. Republican, Democrat, or something else. Indeed, that's the case at the moment. Politicians are fighting, which is bad for the markets. The S&P 500 is bad for XRP. This is what happens when a country just can't decide how to run its business. Because right now there is a tug of war going on where both sides believe they have the right answer. There is no clear progress being made, and investors don't like it when there isn't any progress. To be honest, we want things to change, want to grow. Want to put it another way, we want money to come in and rates to go down. Investors want this, but no one knows it. What is going to happen with this thing going on now? It's true that there are a lot of questions, but that doesn't mean that I'm just doing nothing and sitting around. Okay, don't pay attention to this little red cell. When I was in Vegas at Bitcoin Vegas, I did this for a funny film. At the blackjack table, my friends were betting a 75x long was opened up. Oh, ha ha, funny, that's what the sell is, but it has nothing to do with the rest of my orders. Okay, there is no connection between the two. I've been buying that every single day, which is pretty much what you read. I've been shopping like crazy, okay? This is true for a number of reasons. Number one, every single time in history that Trump has had these huge days, there are trade wars going on, market volatility, tariffs going up, and other things like that. Because of this, the price of one thing has gone very low and then skyrocketed very quickly after, okay? That's what we're looking at now. Okay, I think it's very likely that will happen again. To sum up, this is why I'm buying all of these drops and trading futures, and that's it again. Why am I up about 300% in the last 2 months? Because I've been doing this for that long, right? If we look at this, we can see that the S&P 500's losses have sped up, and they're going down even more now, that things are getting worse with China. At this point, we've seen this happen at least 5 times. It's likely the 5th time this has happened. Look at this chart, please. Okay, we ran up here in January, and there was a huge decline because of the trade wars. We came back up here again, huge mistake. We went up again, huge correction. It works like a clock, right? It takes place over and over, and if you always bought when the stochastic RSI showed that we were oversold, like right here, what do you know? Yes, you'd be up 300% in 2 months, just like I am. Also, listen, I give all of that information in my chat every time I start a trade. It's out there. You can see all of my trade records from the last 6 months for free. All you have to do is visit my site. That's what you should do. You can get in for free. Signing up will take you 10 minutes and get full membership for free. Plus, get these great bonuses. Here at Binance, they are offering a crazy 10% deposit bonus, great savings on trading fees, and free stuff worth up to $5,500 USDT for new customers. You get a $10,000 0-cent bonus for trading fees if you put $100,000 0 cents on Binance. This bonus can cover your trading fees for a very long time. On top of that, you get all these other perks. You don't have to put down real money. They're doing something completely crazy by letting you enter a cryptocurrency and still giving you this bonus. They are now a partner of my program. Remember that. But this is how I trade. I trade on Binance. That's why they're my partner. Yes, that is the first thing you need to do is sign up. Step 2, make a payment. Step 3, fill out this form with your email address and exchange user ID. Then what do you think? That's it. You can join my Discord. It's really simple. It's free and you can get your money whenever you want. It works that way. That being said, the US is going to put more restrictions on Chinese tech companies that have subsidiaries in the US. Now, why is the US focusing on this and putting more penalties on it? This is because the Chinese government found a way to get around the taxes. It's clear that the Trump government doesn't like that. Now they are going to make the ban stronger so they can no longer get around these tariffs. Looking for these little holes, they are going after companies in other countries that aren't in mainland China but are still doing business there to avoid tariffs. China did the right thing by not paying for this stuff. You can't do that with any of China's subsidiaries anymore, even if their main office is in China or their owners are in China. This was the first thing that came up. I thought of it, but this is going to be really hard. China will do everything they can to hide their tracks, so it will take a lot of work for the government to catch them. Still, this isn't that different from other trade wars, right? That's just how things work. Of course, this has caused a huge drop in the value of crypto. Over 210 million were sold off in just 60 minutes this morning. There will likely be a lot more liquidations. Listen, I believe it's possible based on this news that things could go back to 180. That's why I'm ready with several trigger orders on the way down. What happened the last time I was able to buy these dips at this level? I made a crazy amount of cash. Crazy amounts. I was up 400% in 1 month. You can use those trades for free. Get back into Crypto Crusaders. We'll keep telling you that over and over until you do something about it. Okay, it's also free. I can see all of my trades. It's all there. It is laid out very clearly. Also, all the past. But yeah, there are some other cool things going on here. JP Morgan says that the updates to Ethereum have not made the network more active. Okay, so yes, the world we live in now is very interesting. The big banks are going after cryptocurrencies, which, let's be honest, is fair. Ethereum